apparently Joel Embiid's wedding had both Leon Rose and William Wesley in attendance. Obviously, this is big news on the Joel Embiid trade front if he ends up asking out and if he decides that he would want to play for the New York Knicks. So we're going to go into why this matters right here on the Knicks Digest. Welcome, my name is Chris, and we're going to talk about this right now. It was recently reported that both William Wesley and Leon Rose went to Joel Embiid's wedding in the Hamptons, and it was reportedly not nothing. As we see here, both Knicks president Leon Rose and top aide William Wesley were at Embiid's wedding, and while true that Rose and Wesley, used to represent Embiid as player agents, it's been suggested that this attendance was not nothing. That obviously pertains to the trade. They're not going to say it was not nothing because they're just great friends off the court. That doesn't make sense, and it's not newsworthy. What is newsworthy is the potential NBA MVP, the NBA MVP potentially requesting a trade as soon as this offseason or even early into next season. Because when you look at it, there's no way that James Harden is going to go back and play for the Philadelphia 76ers. That bridge is burnt, and it's clear that even with Harden, the 76ers might not be a real contender. They lost some guys in free agency already. Montrezl Harrell went down with an injury and is going to be out for all of the season. The 76ers are really having zero chance at becoming a contender without James Harden. And as I just said, even with James Harden, it's not guaranteed that they're going to be a contender. They've never made it to the conference finals, and it's really just showing that at some point, the 76ers are going to lose Embiid for for just failing him, for flat out failing him, honestly. Because they've tried putting stars next to him, he's done his part, and they've done something. Something has happened, whether it's Ben Simmons not wanting to play and wanting a trade, or James Harden not wanting to play and wanting a trade, or Markelle Fultz when they drafted him first overall after trading up for that draft pick, getting injured, and then not really ever playing, getting traded for Jonathan Simmons, and Simmons is out of the NBA now. With all that being said, what this not nothing really means is that Leon Rose and William Wesley are most likely already talking to Embiid about this, or at least sort of getting ready to pitch the idea of him potentially being a New York Knick. Because, as we've seen, it's no secret the Knicks are interested in Embiid. He's a CAA client, and this is stuff we've all talked about already on this channel, but just a quick rundown if you haven't seen that video. Embiid's a CAA client who has a house in New York. He just got married in the Hamptons. This guy's life is around the New York metropolitan area. He's aware of the New York media. The guy is so in touch with the media, more than most stars. He's aware what will happen if he goes to New York. He will be on every news story about basketball. It'll make him substantially richer in the process. He'll become the face of the New York Knicks. He'll, from the second he puts on a Knicks jersey, be at the very least the best Knick to ever wear that since Carmelo Anthony, probably since he's an MVP, since Patrick Ewing, or maybe just of all time. Like, when you look at the guy, there's not too many people who you could say in Knicks history, it's like, his prime is as good as Joel Embiid's prime. I mean, look at Joel Embiid's stats right here. They're absolutely insane. The guy is averaging 33 points per game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, basically 2 blocks. He's shooting great from the field. The one Achilles heel he has is turnovers. And when you're a score-first center, that's really not the end of the world if you're going to turn the ball over 3.5 times per game. We've always sort of seen that guys winning the scoring title have high turnover rates because usually they also have high usage rates. Joel Embiid obviously is getting used more than most players for their team. He's always up there in usage. It's really just, it shows that Embiid is the 76ers and that this turnover thing is not a big issue. And outside of that, his stats are basically immaculate. They're all that and more of what you would want for a true superstar of a team. And though he hasn't led a team to the NBA Finals, he's clearly on the level of guys like Giannis, like Jokic, who have led teams to the finals. But both Giannis and Jokic have had considerably better teammates and better management than the 76ers have done for Joel Embiid. Because Embiid has never really had a team that feels like a true contender outside of that 1 seed. And between just a whole litany of issues, such as Ben Simmons just being Ben Simmons and the bench not being the strongest and poor management, it fell apart. Embiid's going to request a trade. There's no way. If you look at this roster without James Harden, it's like a fourth seed, a third seed that's not going to go far in the playoffs because you're going to need Tyrese Maxey to essentially play at an all-star level, near all-NBA level, if you want to go to the conference finals. That's not even mentioning the NBA finals. You're putting so much on Embiid, who has had injury issues, to stay healthy and use him even more than you did this season. And it just doesn't feel like a recipe for success when Embiid can still put up great numbers on another team, such as the Knicks, who fit him well, and also just be able to stay healthy. You don't have to be used for everything. You don't have to be this consistent guy who has to score 30 points. Your team is going to lose. The Knicks are deep. They're a deep team, and even if they traded for Embiid, which would give away a handful of role players, for instance, the two that come to mind are RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. There will probably be more in because you have to do it for salary cap reasons. If Evan Fournier is still on the team, his contract is probably the most tradable considering it's expiring after this season. And then just a true abundance of first-round picks. But really, what we know here from this interaction is that the Knicks are in on Joel Embiid. They are all in. If this is being reported that it was not nothing, because if they just went to their wedding, you could sort of see where it's like, okay, well, former people who or former friends of Joel Embiid are at his wedding. Yeah, no surprise there. But if they're going out of their way to mention that this is not nothing, it means the Knicks are probably going to do something very similarly to what they do or what they did with Jalen Brunson, where everyone knew where he was going to sign before he actually signed. That's really how Leon Rose gets deals done. And I truly think that if the Knicks were to do an Embiid trade, we would all basically know that Joel Embiid's coming to the team before he even would come to the team, whether it would be via trade or free agency, and it would almost certainly be via trade due to his contract situation. And that's really all that we have to say on this topic. Again, we've talked about Joel Embiid a lot on this channel. We'll probably keep talking about him because more stuff keeps coming out about him, such as this wedding thing. But comment down below what you think about this potential situation, we'll call it, about Joel Embiid having both Leon Rose and William Wesley, two of the most influential, probably the two most influential heads in the Knicks front office, at his wedding. It's clearly newsworthy because you know how Leon Rose operates. He is very personal. He keeps it in the family with the Nova Knicks, with the Kentucky connection, with all his CAA clients, such as the Knicks' two best players in Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, and, Joel Embiid. But yeah, that's really all that we have to talk about for today on the channel in regards to Joel Embiid. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to have more news on the Embiid front. It really feels like there's an actual chance that the Knicks can land him, and that's pretty rare because we always see these names in the news, and it's always Knicks for clicks. This feels a little different to me personally. It just feels like something that Leon Rose is really going to push for. We know he's been pushing for stars. We saw it with Donovan Mitchell. They got outbid. It was it was a haul for the Cavs. And it's not seeming like everything's perfect there with Donovan Mitchell. So maybe the Knicks dodged a bullet and can now really see that good things come to those who wait. But that's all we have for today. So make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.